Okay, y'all, next I'm really excited about. You've heard of meatloaf, you've heard of jello loaf, you've heard of chickpea loaf. This is my all-time favoriteest buttery loaf. First of all, we're going to start with the batter. I'm going to take about a cup of flour and add it into our mixing bowl. And I like to use a stainless steel bowl. I feel it's the best, most strongest, bestest bowl to use. And next, we're going to be adding about a half a stick of melted butter. Then we're going to add a whole stick of butter. And next, we are going to add some grated butter. About a half a stick or so. Right in there. It looks good. I just want to dive in already. And then next, what we're going to do is we're going to add about a half a stick of butter zest. So get your zester. If you don't, I use a grater if you don't have a zester. So what you want to do is just get the zest of that butter and just add such great fresh flavors. Doesn't that just look amazing? And you know, it's the funniest story how I got the recipe for this buttery loaf. I was off on vacation with Michael, my husband, in Argentina. And we got robbed by these two crazy men on bikes. Next thing you know, they're making us butter loaf back at their home. They weren't robbing us at all. They were just inviting us in for butter loaf. Isn't that just the funniest story? Okay, once you have that all zested, you're going to want to get your rubber spatula. So you can start mixing that up. And you know, sometimes I find the best thing to do is just get your hands dirty. I know it's a messy job, but sometimes that doesn't do the trick. So I just get my hands right in there and just really get it nice and mixed up. And so they gotta break the butter down as well. Doesn't it just look so good, y'all? Okay, so once that is all nice and mixed up, you want to take your loaf pan, bring it on over, and just add the batter right into the loaf pan. Doesn't that look so good? And next you want to put this into a preheated oven, about 375 degrees, for about an hour and 15 minutes. And since we don't have that kind of time, I have one already finished, fresh out of the oven. Oh, can you smell that? That smells so good. Look at that. The butteriest, best loaf in the whole wide world. Y'all, doesn't that just look so good? Oh, I can't wait to eat it. Delicious. Put that right over here. Very good. Okay, y'all, now we're done with all our entrees, and we're moving on to desserts, my favorite part of the meal, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. So, for our first dessert, we are going to be making a yummy in my tummy butter popsicle, which are just magnificent. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to grab your little popsicle sticks, and then just go ahead and grab a stick of butter. What you're going to want to do is unravel the butter. And it's the funniest story how I learned how to make these popsicles. Well, one night when I was about 22, I was driving home from work and I got lost. And I was driving for about 5 hours, and these really nice gentlemen picked me up and offered me to stay at their home. And the next morning I woke up and I didn't remember a thing that happened. And that's really nothing to do with how I got the recipe, but that's just a funny story. I got the recipe from a really nice Indian woman down the street from me. So you just take your skewer and you stick it right in, and you have the most delicious butter popsicles. And you can make a couple of these if you want. And just go ahead and grab another stick of butter and repeat the same. And these are just a nice treat to cool off on a hot summer's day. Y'all. And my boys love these popsicles. Sometimes I'll eat 4 or 5 in one sitting. I have the nicest boys. Doesn't that just look great, y'all? I can eat 2 at a time. So when you're done, you put them down in the tray and just bring them right over to the freezer. And you pop them right in. And there you have it. My yummy in your tummy butter popsicles. Done it.